Welcome to another day of Bhagavad Gita Sadhana and another day of Navaratri. We're at that midway point, day 5, celebrating the divine feminine in the form of Lakshmi in general for these 3 days, 4, 5, and 6, and specifically today, continuing on with our theme of the divine feminine and the Bhagavad Gita. We are looking at a very special embodiment of the divine feminine, Bhumi Ma, which means Mother Earth. She is considered a very powerful being in her own right. But let's take a quick look at what separates Bhumi Ma from the other planets that we know of in this solar system. The other planets, so far as we know, are pretty much devoid of life. And even if we're not completely sure, if we look at pictures or images of them, they seem dry, barren, we could say dead. Bhumi Ma gives. She also could keep all her energy tucked within and be a barren planet, all her resources hoarded for herself. But she shares. And if we want to really tap into the aspect of the divine feminine of Lakshmi, wealth and abundance, we need to learn how to share. The more we share, the more abundance there is. I know many of us are taught abundance is a zero-sum game. I have something, which means you must not have anything. But the earth says otherwise. And she's been around a long time. In fact, so long that she's actually one of the instigators of the war of the Bhagavad Gita, but also one of the ways it finally comes to an end. So it is said in the Mahabharata that Bhumi Ma, Mother Earth, cried out to the Creator and said, I have made people and let people live on my earth with my generosity. They are really taking advantage of me. They are plundering my natural resources. They're leaving me scarred. They're overpopulating me. They're filling me from shore to shore. They're destroying stuff. They're not being very respectful. Help. And the Creator went to the Preserver and said, we have to help. Will you incarnate on earth to help her? And the Preserver said yes, and it is said became Krishna. So Krishna aided Bhumi in actually facilitating this war that would depopulate the earth somewhat, but not just depopulation in general, but specifically those who were trying to harm her. The chief villain amongst them was Duryodhana, who embodies selfishness and was running amok. And we can see that perhaps in our earth now. Duryodhana is probably the most black and white character in the Gita. He seems almost purely bad. But there's another character that's key to his success, and that character is very much gray, the color of the day. He's both good and bad. He is good. He was a child of the gods. However, he was put in a basket and sent down a river and didn't know his heritage. And being deprived of knowledge of who he was and never feeling truly loved for who he was, this being Karna became what we might call a little bad, so desperate for love that he accepted the love of Duryodhana, the selfish one, and helped him. In one of the Gita translations by Mahatma Gandhi, a commentary says, good or evil cannot exist on its own. There must be some good to help it. And Karna was that good that helped the selfishness of Duryodhana run amok. I love that word, amok, amok. Toward the end of the war, Karna was on the field leading Duryodhana's army. He was matching Arjun, arrow for arrow, weapon for weapon, move for move. And it looked like victory for Arjun was in jeopardy. Bhumi Ma reached up and grabbed Karna's chariot wheel and pulled it down into herself. And when Karna could no longer be mobile and got out of his chariot, Krishna, coming to Bhumi Ma's aid, says, Arjun, now shoot. Arjun shot Karna. The light went out of Duryodhana's army, and from that point on, the war was effectively over. So, as my friend Deb said, and I mentioned yesterday, Mother Nature always bats last. She gives so much to us. Can we be like her and give back? And that's one of the reasons I put the website over and over on these videos, because we have so many programs to give. Kathy has so much knowledge. I feel like I have at least a little tiny bit, but what use is that if we keep it to ourselves? So please look over, and if something resonates, join us so that we can share and give to each other. Today, if you'd like to use a mudra that kind of gives back to Bhumi Ma, Mother Earth, little and ring fingers curled down, thumbs on top, first two fingers extended, and then when we sit, these first two fingers of each hand will touch the earth. If you're not in a place to touch the actual earth, touch something solid beneath you, or barring that, touch your own thighs, because you are part of Ma Bhumi. We celebrate you today. We celebrate life today. Shall we? That's interesting. Let's switch. Excellente. We'll have our contemplative time. You can use whatever meditation you like. If you'd like to use mudra, thumbs on last two fingers, first two fingers extend and touch the earth. If you don't have a particular sadhana, then I invite you to repeat the mantra Maha Durge Ki Jaya. Durge, with the abundance of forms that she shares with us for our benefit. Maha, great. Durge Ki Jaya, victory. Maha Durge Ki Jaya. See you in 5. Go. Whoa, woo, welcome back. Let me see if I can find a good spot here. There we go. Welcome back. So gray today, representing down to earth, the qualities of Mother Earth. Especially today, perhaps think of how you can provide abundance. Not coincidentally, right after this, I'm going to a community garden meeting where they're providing free breakfast. Abundance, abundance, abundance. Thank you. I hope you'll consider sharing more time as I try to share what little wisdom I have through these daily videos by coming back tomorrow or subscribing, checking out the previous videos. It's an absolute pleasure and it makes me feel alive to share this time with you. So until next time,